Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth video in my IELTS grammar series. In this video we'll be looking at verbs. This video will be pretty long and detailed. I think you'll learn a lot from it, so let's dive straight into it. To me there are three kinds of verbs. Now grammar books may say other things, but I just see it simply like this. There are action verbs, which are like normal verbs. There's the be verb, and then there are modal verbs. Action verbs are verbs like do or have, as you can see here, am, is, are for the be verb. Modal verbs are verbs like should, would, or could. Now every single verb has 5 different forms. They have the base form, present, past participle. I call it PP. Verb ing, also called gerund. So an example of how this works, the base verb of do is do. The present of do is do or does, depending on the subject. Past did, PP done, the gerund is doing. Importantly, the be verb has these 5 forms as well. The base of be is be, present am is are, past was or were, PP is been, and ing is being. Now moving on to modals. Modals are the following words that you can see here, and they always take a base verb after them. They'll never take an ing, they'll never go to past tense, it's always base verb. For example, can, do, could, base verb have, would, base verb be, may, go, will, run. It's the main thing you need to know about them. Some key structures that we also need to know are the continuous and passive structures. Now, continuous is a form of be plus verb ing. A passive structure is form of be, again, but plus pp this time. This is how continuous works. So, for example, I am, be verb, studying English. That's for right now. Past be verb, I was, be verb, planning to travel to Korea. Next one, I would prefer to be playing cricket right now. Kind of true, that one. Now, as I said, passive, the structure is subject, be verb plus pp. In the passive, you'll find that the subject receives the action. The alternative to passive is active. And in active, the subject does the action. The question I like to use to show this the best is the question, who painted the Mona Lisa? So I could say it in active form. Let's say I make my subject Leonardo da Vinci. I can say he did the action. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. If I want to say it in passive form, I would start with the picture, the Mona Lisa, and can the Mona Lisa paint herself? Can she grow little arms and start painting? Of course not, right? She's a painting, she doesn't have arms. So she cannot perform the action. So I have to write this sentence in the passive form. I have to say the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. She received the action. And that's basically how active and passive works. The be verb, of course, doesn't have to be was. It could be is, it could be will be. It just depends on the tense of your sentence. Speaking of tenses, there are 12 tenses in English. There are 4 present tenses, 4 past tenses, and 4 future tenses. Here are the present ones for you. Now, the important thing to remember here is the structure, and I've given you a simple example as well to help you see how it works. I think I'll go through verb tenses in more detail in a later video, but for now I just want to give you a general picture of how it works. So present tense is subject, present verb. For example, I play cricket every weekend. That's true. Present continuous, subject plus present be verb plus verb ing. I'm studying English right now. Present perfect, subject have or has plus pp. For example, I've been to Peru. Present perfect continuous, subject have has been plus verb ing. For example, I've been reading Harry Potter recently. Past tenses here, it works the same way. So every form, there's a past and a continuous form, then there's a perfect and a continuous form. So here, subject past simple, I forgot to lock the door. Past continuous, as you can see here, was having a good dream last night. Past perfect. This one is subject had PP. It connects the past with another time in the past. It's a little bit of a tricky one. But here's an example. I hadn't met her parents until just last week. Past perfect continuous, it's just the same idea, but a continuing action. I was tired this morning because, why? I had been reading a good book until late last night. Future always uses will, and of course will is a modal verb, which means we need a base verb after it. So here we've got subject will base verb. I will see you tomorrow. Not I will seeing you tomorrow or something like that. Next one, continuous subject will be base verb, verb ing. I'll be playing video games this weekend. Also probably true. Future perfect will have plus PP. I'll have known you for 5 years by next August. Future perfect continuous subject will have been verb ing. This is pretty rare. You won't need it very often. But anyway, I'll have been working in this house for 12 months from next month. Next, we have two very important structures. Now, the structures here are subject, verb, and then two base verb, and also subject, verb, plus verb ing. Now, sometimes in a clause you'll have two actions, and that's fine. You have the subject and the normal first action, but then the second action, we can't just drop another verb in. We have to get creative with it. So one way to do that is to use the two base verb structure. Another way to do it is to use the gerund structure. Now, in some cases, some verbs, you can use either one for your second action. It doesn't matter. So you can see in this example, we have two actions. We've got like and we've got sing. So the first one is normal, I like. And then we can choose to use two base verb to fix up that two verb in my clause problem. So I like to sing. But with the verb like, I can also choose ing if I want. I like singing. However, with some verbs, you have to use two base verb. For example, I want to eat pizza. I can't say I want eating pizza. Next one, I need to sleep. I can't say I need sleeping. On the other hand, you have some verbs that only take ing. For example, enjoy. I enjoy fishing. I can't say I enjoy to fish. I appreciate being Australian. Not I appreciate to be Australian. So that's the basics of verbs, right? Let's review what we've done in this video. We did the 5 forms of verbs. So they were base, present, past, PP, and verb ing. We did modals, for example, should, can, could, would, may, might. They always go with the base verb. We did active and passive. So active, the subject does the action. For example, Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. Passive, the subject receives the action. The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. We did the 12 verb tenses. And then we did two base verb and verb ing when there are two actions in your clause. That's it. If you felt like this video was helpful for you, maybe it'll be helpful for other people too, so please share it with others. Aside from that, if you need help with your writing, I'm at passyourilts.net, and of course, Pass Your IELTS, the Facebook page. I'll see you guys in the next video.